Hello everybody, my name is Ethan from Ethan Productions, and today we'll be looking at the SH Figuarts Android 21 in her Majin form if you want to get into specifics. Standard stuff: Funimation, Toei sticker, holographic sticker, Dragon Ball Fighters, or Fighter Z, depending on what you want to call it, don't really care. Got some standard poses, her doing a couple moves. On the back, you have pretty much her most iconic stance. You got her doing don't remember the name of that attack, but it's her level 3 from Fighters in the Air. Got her eating a donut, some more poses, super modeling, super action, pretty standard stuff. But let's move on to the clamshell. Let me quickly get out of the box. Is the clamshell. Pretty standard fare. There's a slot here for a tail, if you were wondering. But let's get into the immense amount of stuff this figure comes with. Starting with the faces. These out. Okay, so this is her sort of good form when she separates in Fighters. Got her blue eyes. I'll leave that there. We have I think this is supposed to be the face where she's eating. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but she's got kind of dimples, kind of. Yeah, she's looking to the side, got some dimples. And they all have these gold earrings, which are very nicely printed. And then you have her shouting face, looking down and shouting. And on the figure itself, let me quickly grab this off. Has her sort of smirking face, smirking and hold on, there we go, smirking and looking off to the side, sort of like that. That's the idea. Let me quickly put this back on the figure. Slide that in there. Hair on like that. Okay, now onto the hands. This figure comes with a lot. Okay, so let's actually donut. Pretty good accessory. Fits her character well. Got a bite taken out of it. Pretty nice mold. Let me just get a handful of these. Alright, let's start. You got sort of... This is the hand that holds the donut. Pretty standard stuff. She's got a ring on her middle finger. But this is supposed to hold the donut. Leave that there. This is a Key Blast hand. But it's pretty similar to the last one, just the fingers a bit more bent. More curled, rather. Got, like, sort of pointing or doing, like, you know, like her level 3 on the ground in Fighters when she, you know, puts her finger up to her lips. Pretty standard stuff. This one is for, yeah, never mind. This is her other Key Blast hand. I'll get all these back in frame. Okay. Have sort of a beckoning hand. It's kind of a strange hand. I don't really know what it's for. I guess it's like beckoning over with her finger. It's kind of hard to tell. Got a wide out palmed hand and a cupped sort of hand. She has a very similar one on her figure. And let me pull these off. Or actually, you know what? I'll just show them to you on the figure. We have this one. Fingers a bit bent outwards, but it's similar to this hand. Hold on. Similar to this hand. This finger just got a little bit bent. It's a bit annoying, but no big deal. Just trying there. It's not really bending the way I like it to. Then she also has this hand. Sort of her lax pointing hand, I guess. But now that we got out of the way, I just noticed she doesn't actually come with fists, which is strange. I think she might be one of the few Dragon Ball Figuarts that doesn't. She might be the only one, actually. Maybe I'm forgetting one, or I just don't have one in my collection, but let me quickly put all these back in the box. Now we're going to move on to articulation, so we'll go from the feet up. She has these high heels, which I thought would be a balancing problem, but they're really not. Pretty standard toe joint, painted in a shiny gold. Of course, I already stated she's wearing high heels. Got ankle bracelet, which, oh, actually you can rotate her feet. Oh, there's an ant. Stupid ant. Rotate at the top of the shoe, the knee in this very, very baggy pants. Then you got your standard hip stuff, forward, back, kick, splay out. Not really splay in, but, oh, geez, what the heck? Huh. Then on her waist, she has, a belt, pretty standard, painted gold. She's got a pretty, hold on, make sure that's in camera. Her belt, gold, she's got a rotation in the hips. She doesn't have an ab crunch, but she does have standard ball in the shoulder, with all the standard stuff. Bicep swivel. Then she is wearing these bracelets, and she's got a ball joint in the hand. Pretty standard stuff. And then in the head, you got your standard all-around movement, side to side, down, and then you can also rotate this so you can look up a bit more. And then she's got it. Now, she also has a extra point of articulation in the tail, which can move all around, rotate. Hold on, that's not all. Yeah, rotate up, down. Standard stuff can rotate here as well. Hold on. Yeah, like that. Pretty standard stuff, but that's about it for articulation. So not bad, but not stellar. But she doesn't have anything getting in the way of her articulation due to her sparse clothing, I'll just say that. She can basically use all of her articulation to the best of, her ability, because she's not wearing, like, armor, and she doesn't have any shoulder pads or anything like that. But as far as the figure goes, looks-wise, it feels like it's straight out of the game. She's got baggy pants, just like she does in the game, and just like Majin Buu, or Fat Buu, and just all the Boos, basically. All the gold accents are nice and shiny. She's got a very thin torso, thin waist. The rest of her upper torso is rather well molded. Her black sort of bra, I guess, I don't really know what to call it, top is, it's molded well. And then this is just printing this upper part of her arm or sleeve. Again, all the gold is very well detailed, very shiny, and her hair is a great mold. It's very, very unique. That's a lot of what this figure is unique molds. And plus it has a hinge, so it can really be posed in action pretty well. And it's, again, all of her molds are unique. I think that's one of the best parts of this figure, is every single mold here is new, as far as I know. She might share some hand molds or something, but all of her major things, her face plates, her hair. Actually, I think this may be Frieza's tail. And also a point of note is this section is a darker pink than the rest of her tail, but that's not that big of a difference. It'd be hard to tell on a shelf, but I think this tail's the same as Frieza's, but I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, overall her pants are completely unique. Her high heels are unique. First Dragon Ball Figuarts to have high heels, for good reason. They're rarely seen in the show. But now that we've covered all that, I think we can move into some poses, and I'm going to go with what I have her posed in. You just cross her arm like that, rest her elbow there, have her sort of, hold on, let me get it. There we go. Have her standing like this. Hold on, her feet are a bit messed up. There we go. Standing up. And let me rotate the tail a little bit. Moving her hips. Oops. Jeez. It's a very delicate figure. Not like fragile, but it's very susceptible to it moving. Do that. Turn her slightly to the side, and that's like her pose from the fighters official art for her. I'll throw it up like right here. Hold on. There we go. Again, a pretty easy figure to pose with because there's nothing impeding her posability. But as far as other poses go, I'd say doing, hold on, let's grab one of the hands for this one. Have like her hand on her hip, or something like that. Do whatever you want with the other hand, it doesn't really matter. But let me grab. Where is it? Where's it? There it is. I think that's it anyways. We're gonna have her eating a donut. Like she just turned someone into a dessert. Hold on, no, that's not the right hand. I think this is. Hold on, I'm grabbing right hands, or left hands, rather. I need to... Here we go, this is the one. Alright, so, this hand. I don't like doing this, I was afraid I'm going to break the fingers. Come on, work with me. Got her hand on. That's always a bit of a tough task. And we're going to change her face to the sort of one that looks like it's kind of chewing. She's kind of looking the other way, though, so... Maybe have it like this. Oh, let's put her hair on first so she's not, looking... have that weird triangle head. But then just... I don't think this is the right hand, but it works. Have her just sort of standing like that, enjoying a person that she turned into a dessert. Have her pose, do whatever you want with the other hand. There's no real right or wrong way to do it. But this is another great pose. And I'll show one more, and then we'll wrap this up. So let's put that back. Gotta change their hands. So, we're back. You're gonna want to do her like this, and if you have a stand, that just makes this pose better. It's just like her level 3 in the air from Fighters. If you want, you can do it with a... Oh, jeez, what's wrong with her arm? Hold on. There we go, that's better. Doing it sort of like this. The reason I say if you have a stand it's better is because then you can really have her looking down at whatever she's at. Oh, jeez, tail came out. That's no good. And I do happen to have a stand. Quickly lift her head. Add that around her waist. These are the Obitsu doll stands, I think is what they're officially called. Something like that. But, they're pretty cheap on Amazon. They're good stands if you're looking for them. Okay, these... hold on. No, I know a way to do this better. Cut this out in post. Alright, not really. It's like 5 extra. Whoops, that's not good. Tail keeps coming out. You know what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't even make that much sense. She's on the ground when she does this move anyways. But have her standing over someone that's on the ground or just doing it in any way, really. Have her looking down. Oh, jeez, come on. Her hair is pretty heavy to be supported by a pretty small joint in the hips. But sort of like this, If you have an energy effect part, you put it there. And that's a pretty good pose, but again, I'd say the first two are better. And if you're better at posing, you make this one look a lot better. So, let me put her back in the pose I had her in before, and we'll wrap this up. With her in her sort of, I'd say most iconic, but she's still pretty new, so I wouldn't really call her iconic. But her biggest scene pose, or most scene pose, hell, let's wrap this up. She's a great figure. She's unique. That's the best part about her, is every part on her is unique. She's not a Saiyan, and she's got completely unique hair. The only other female that I can think of is, there's two, Bulma and Android 18. These are nothing like each other, really. That's one of the biggest strengths of this figure, is its unique design. Baggy pants, high heels, pretty long flowing hair. All very unique things as far as Figuarts goes. And I'd rate this figure pretty much an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. The only real flaw is she doesn't come with fists, so she can't really fight in that style. She can't be throwing punches, but the rest of her is pretty much not perfect, but I mean, it's great. It'll stand out on your shelf for, multiple reasons. Pink skin, pretty small in size. I think she's just... I think she's still 6 inches, but her width is thinner, and of course she's a woman. And unless you have Bulma or 18, but she's much more rare. She'll be the only one on the shelf, and even if you do, she sticks out more than the other two, I'd say by a long shot. But she pairs well with, well, basically anyone that's in fighters she can pair well with, like any Goku, any Vegeta, Frieza even. They have a pretty short bout together. But that's pretty much it, and this is Ethan from Other Than Ethan Productions, signing off.